Hey guys, Dan here and welcome to the penultimate lesson in this beginner's 30-day challenge. And today it's a test, okay? And an exciting and fun test as well. I'm just gonna throw things at you here, okay? I'm just gonna say, for example, play me the, or write out the. Everything that we've learned, I'm now gonna try and bring to the front of your mind to see how much you've retained, where you need to go back and go over things, and so on. So, pick up your guitar and a notepad, and let's get started. Okay, so if you're new to this course and you've just come through to this on YouTube, then please remember that you can head on over to the website and you'll find full write-ups for every lesson, all of the tab, all of the chord boxes, the fretboards, everything you need to absolutely smash and master every single lesson. As well as that, please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It massively helps us continue to provide you these free courses, and leave us a comment. If you've got questions, we will get back to you. So leave us a comment under the video and we'll speak to you there. Okay then guys, so let's start this test with quite a physical one with the kind of left hand and the right hand and what you're playing on the guitar. So we'll start with chords, okay? So, are you ready? Play me an E minor chord. I'm going to give you some time here. I'm going to make time in this video. Play me an E minor chord. And you might want to pause the video for a second whilst you do it. Or if not, the E minor chord should have been this one. Very cool. All right, now play me an A minor chord. Can you do an A minor chord? It's kind of weird doing this without someone responding to you. I'm just imagining you guys down the end of this camera. A minor chord should have been that beautiful thing. You know, whilst you're doing this, just kind of just be like, oh, okay, that's actually not sounding as perfect as I thought it was. Let's relook at that as well. Can you play me an A major chord? Have a think, have a think, have a think, have a think. A major chord should have been like this. Okay, remember, try and pause me after these questions, okay, because you might need a bit more time than I'm giving you here. Can you play me a D major chord? So, pause the video if you want to. D major chord should be like this. Okay. Remember, ideally starting from the D string, but equally the A string is fine, but try and avoid the low E string. That's just sounds a bit cluttered if you do that. Okay. Now, can you play me an E major chord? Pause the video if you want to. The E major chord is this. All 6 strings. Okay. Can you play me a G major chord? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay. G major chord. Like that. So, they're all the chords. C major 7. Can you play a C major 7? And can you play a B7? B7, 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 B7. Can you play a B7? It should look like it's got a slightly altered high note, but it's still a perfectly valid 7th chord. So they're all the chords that we've done. Okay, so now let's think chord charts. All right. So can you play me this chord chart? Okay, any rhythm you like, doesn't have to be a rhythm at all. Okay, but can you play me this chord chart? I want 1 bar of E minor, 1 bar of G, 1 bar of C, and 1 bar of D. So 1 bar of E minor, 1 bar of G, 1 bar of C major, and 1 bar of D major. I'm just going to give you a second just to get those 4 chords together. 1 bar each, okay? And I'm going to put my drum beat out, so I'm going to get my drum beat ready, okay? My cool little groove, so just I'm going to make it less swung at the moment. So 1 bar of each, okay? Here's our drum beat. Can you do 1 bar of each of those chords? It should sound something like this. So maybe do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just single strum. 1, 2, 3. G major. 2, 3. C major. 2, and then D major. Let's do it again, shall we? E minor, G major, C major, and D major. Okay, stop there. So, a couple of things that I'm testing you on there. One is your ability to understand what I mean by a bar. So hopefully you knew that that meant 4 beats on each one of those chords, so quite a quick change on each one of those chords. Also remembering the chord shapes, those 4 chord shapes quite quickly, and then also the physicality of changing between those chord shapes. There's some tricky changes in there. So I would totally understand if the physicality is not there at the moment. That's no problem. That's something you can now work on, and you'll continuously work on every day you pick up the guitar. But what I would hope is there is just the memory of those chord shapes and the knowledge of what 1 bar each means. Okay, so there's our kind of chord test. Now let's do a little bit of a rhythm test, shall we? I'm gonna do a rhythm pattern on the chalkboard, and I want you guys to see if you can play this rhythm pattern. Okay, the chord I want you guys to use for this rhythm pattern is an A minor. Okay, so let me just draw out this rhythm pattern. So I'll make it as clear as I can for you. And the rhythm pattern is going to be, so I've got all the notes there. Let's get it working. So it's going to be like this. Okay, let's see how you do with this. Totally different to any one we've done so far. So have a little look at this. Ta-da! We've got 1 and highlighted and 3 and highlighted. So I'm going to give you a few minutes. I'm going to literally give you 30 seconds, and then you can pause the video if you need more time. But try and get this rhythm pattern onto the guitar using the A minor chord, okay? And ideally, straight. Okay, so welcome back if you unpause that. And what this should sound like, so it's 1 and 3 and. So it should sound like this with the A minor chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So how did you get on with that? Were you able to do that rhythm pattern? If not, if that wasn't quite right, then go back and have another look. And this is a great, that might have shined a bit of a light on, or shone, I should say, a little bit of a light on the fact that maybe, okay, let's revisit the rhythm patterns a little bit. Let's draw out a new one and try and play it, and so on and so forth, okay? But hopefully you managed to just about get that together. So you've got your chords coming together. You understand the concept of bars, beats, and you also understand the concept of rhythm. So let me throw out now a little bit of scale knowledge, okay? So we've got the major scale and the pentatonic scale, okay? So if I said to you, right, can you play a A minor pentatonic scale? What would you do? What would you do there? Can you play the A minor pentatonic scale? So take a second. The answer would be yes, hopefully. I need to come up to the A on the E string, so E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, and I play my box shape from there. A minor pentatonic. Hopefully you were with me on that one. What about an F sharp minor pentatonic? Can you play that? F sharp minor pentatonic. So give you a second. Here it is. F sharp is on the E, F, F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string, and then I play my box shape. It's the same shape, just now on these frets. Okay, and that would work beautifully over the key of F sharp. If someone was like, right, I'm playing something in F sharp, whatever, you could play over that. Or whatever you want to do. You could even use your solo. But more of that in another course. Now then, let me ask you another question. Can you play a G sharp major scale? In theory, you should be able to. Let's just see. So remember, we've learnt a major scale shape. All you've got to do is put it on G sharp to start with, and you should be golden. So let's have a look. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp. So that's the 4th fret. I'm going to take it with my 2nd finger and play my shape. And there we have it, the G sharp major scale. So, how did you get on with that? Are you thinking, okay, let's tackle a few different things here. One, theory-wise, are you with me? Can you find those scale shapes in the right key? Secondly, in terms of the visualization of the shape, are you with me there? Can you see the shape once you get to the root note of the box? Can you then play the rest of the shape? And then thirdly, physically, how are we doing? Are we matching up that right and left hand? Is it still sounding very, very messy? Is it still very hard to get a pace up like that? Then we certainly know what we can work on in our guitar gym. Remember, this is all about the guitar gym. We'll talk about that in the last lesson. Okay, let's do some final questions for you in terms of theory now. And what we'll do is we'll come to the blackboard, okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to wipe off what's on here at the moment. So with this handy little super spray. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to ask you a little bit of theory, okay? So whilst I wipe this off, I want you to draw out for me all 12 notes in Western music, starting from A. Okay, so it should go A to A. And I want all 12 notes, okay? And I'm going to pop it on the board here whilst you do that. So get a pad and paper out and make sure that you're doing that. All 12 notes, so all the sharps. Hopefully that's something you can easily do. I'm going to pop it on here. And I'm going to do it a little bit in the corner, small letters here. So. Okay, so did you get the answer right? Let's have a look. So hopefully you can see that it's smaller because I want to use this board a lot now. A sharp, B, C, remembering there's no sharp between B and C. C sharp, D, D sharp, E to F, again remembering there's no sharp. F sharp, G, G sharp, A. So if you got that, well done, well done. That's the basis of everything. So that's great. If you didn't, then just recap that, go over that. And what I want you to do now is draw out for me, let me choose one here. I want you to draw out for me a C major scale. C major scale, okay? So remember how we do that? We need to use our formula to draw out the major scale. So I'm going to do it here as well, whilst you do, so don't look if you can see. So. Hopefully you guys are getting on with this. I'm going to make it look beautiful. Okay, right. So, tell me, have you got your C major scale? You might want to pause the video if you want a little bit longer. That's really no problem. I've obviously done it quite fast. So pause the video if you haven't got it yet. If you've got it, or you're ready, it should be this. It should be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. No sharps or flats, but we'll get to that later on. So no sharps. So that should be your C major scale. Okay, remember you've applied the formula tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Okay, so hopefully you managed to get that right. Okay, if not, again, just revisit that. And now the last two questions are unison. I want you to tell me the 3 notes that are in a C major chord and the 3 notes that are in a C minor chord. Okay, so again, I'm going to do that here, and I want you to tell me when you're ready. Okay. I say you tell me when you're ready. I'm just going to guess. Right, so Here we are. Right. So, a couple of things here you might not have been aware of. So there's one thing I'm going to probably have to kind of teach you here. Let's see. The C major chord will be a C, an E, and a G, because you take the root, the third, and the fifth from the major scale, and you don't alter anything. So it's as simple as that: C, E, and G. C, E, and G. For the C minor chord, we have to flatten the third. So the third is an E, E, and we flatten it. And in this instance, when we go down, when we flatten something like this, we'd simply say E flat, okay? Because actually, if you come to our notes here, let's just kind of get into this a little bit. There's the E on our 12 notes of the Western scales, Western world, and to flatten it would be taking it down to D sharp, okay? But we can also call that E flat. So just in the same way you would go D to D sharp, you can also say E to E flat, okay? This is the same thing. And that's going to open up a new world of concepts, okay? But that's the same thing. And the only reason we do it is so as not to confuse. You know, it's clearly based on the E, but you've flattened it to become an E flat, okay? Don't overthink that. Just know that E flat and D sharp is the same thing. You're just coming from a different direction. So rather than going from D up to D sharp, you're going from E down to E flat, okay? We're not going to get into any more detail on that at this point, but that is something that's really important to remember. So with that all said and done, I'm quite happy that hopefully you've absorbed a whole load of that cool stuff. And if you haven't, then you know there's room now to go back and look over those things. It's all in the workbook. If you've downloaded the course, then thank you so much. You've got that workbook. It's all on the website for free, absolutely. So there's loads that you can loads of extra material you can use to get that learnt. And for our final lesson, I'm going to be giving you a workout practice routine that you can then take away and use until you're ready for the next level. Okay guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. That's it for today. Please do head on over to the next lesson when you're ready, which you can find here, or you can start from the beginning of the playlist right here on YouTube over here. Also, if you want to leave us a comment, we do our best to answer any questions that you might have, and pop us a like and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Every little helps. Thank you so much guys. Speak to you later.